This feels satanic. Hey music friends, this is Davi Vasc. I'm a music composer for games, and I feel like now enough time has passed since Monster Hunter Rise Sunbreak came out that we can now talk about the final boss Gaismagorm without risking spoiling people. So yeah, today we're gonna listen to and talk about the theme for the final boss Gaismagorm, and I have of course heard this theme before. I've beaten Sunbreak, but my only experiences listening to this theme have been in game, so while I'm getting smacked around by Gaismagorm, so I haven't actually sat down and took the time to pay attention to it yet. So let's do it now. Let's go. So very fitting the quiet low crescendo at the beginning. The strings, kind of creepy. And the choirs. Okay, so far I love how kind of quiet this is, quiet in a creepy kind of way, how subdued it feels, subdued, not subdued it feels, and it's very appropriate for Gaismagorm because he is not the as it's the case with most Monster Hunter final bosses. He is like a hidden entity. He doesn't control or influences things, you know, from the forefront of the story. He's a secret entity that remains hidden, and you know, he controls the Curio, he influences Malzeno to a certain extent, and remains hidden in the underground. In Gaismagorm's case, literally in the underground, he remains hidden and only comes out when it's appropriate. And this, right at the beginning of the song here, this kind of low crescendo here, I feel like communicates that very well. It's a lurking presence that keeps getting stronger and comes to the surface, but still in this part. It's kind of there are moments like this, but it's still very contained if you pay attention to the bass here, to the harmonies being played. So, for the most part, it stays on the same note. Or at least close to the same note. And this, to me, feels like, you know, Gaismagorm biding his time and waiting and lurking and observing. That's why I feel like the bass and the harmony doesn't move very much. And even when it does move, check this out. It moves like this. So the composer here, he's moving to adjacent notes, and doesn't it feel kind of sneaky? Especially these last three notes here. Doesn't it feel like something sneaking behind you? Oh, and yeah, like I said, there are moments of loudness like this, but it gets restrained and subdued again. Oh, and I think So if you've been watching this channel, you know by now that there is such a thing as we like to call here on the channel as an Elder Dragon chord. It's a chord, like the name suggests, that they love to use on big, bad, dangerous Elder Dragon monsters. And at this point, it has become almost like a challenge for me to see how quickly I can identify this chord showing up. And it's here already. Can you hear it? This is the Elder Dragon chord. Very, very, very disturbing chord that they love to use on Elder Dragons and other dangerous monsters. That was quick. Okay, so Elder Dragon chords, disturbing. This feels like a build-up to... See? It's getting more intense. Oh! It's the organ. Oh man. Oh, see, it got restrained and quiet again. The song keeps alternating between these moments of creepy quietness and what it feels like Gaismagorm, you know, lurking underground, and moments of loudness and intensity. It feels like a build-up. The song feels like a timeline of Gaismagorm, you know, lurking underground and manipulating things from the shadows and eventually coming out. You know, it starts very quiet and creepy and sneaky, right? It gets more intense and it keeps getting louder and louder. At the beginning I told you that they were really insisting and staying on this note forever and not changing very much. As the song goes on and it gets more intense, they're starting to move a little bit more and make actual chord progressions. And you know, the Elder Dragon chord showed up, so it's like Gaismagorm showing himself and actually showing his appearance and what he's all about. But what I was actually gonna say was this organ. Impossible not to think of Malzeno, right? When you hear this organ, it's the same organ. So when I heard this, a bunch of stuff went through my head. First of all, up until this point, I thought that the organ was Malzeno's instrument. You know, the organ was a symbol for Malzeno. So when I heard this, I thought, oh wow, we know about the connection between Gaismagorm and Malzeno, so they are referencing Malzeno here on the Gaismagorm theme. But then I thought, wait, what if the organ in Malzeno's theme is actually a reference to Gaismagorm and the organ is actually Gaismagorm's instrument? And there was a reference there on the Malzeno theme before we even knew Gaismagorm existed. So is the organ in Malzeno theme a reference to Gaismagorm, or is the organ in Gaismagorm theme a reference to Malzeno? I don't know. The build-up continues. Gaismagorm is coming. Oh! Oh man! Does it get even louder than this? Oh, it's coming! Oh man, goosebumps. This feels satanic. Oh, it feels like this demonic creature is finally walking the earth. Man, it sounds so evil. And the organ is still there. Oh, and the organ again. There's a little moment of emotion here. This, to me, This feels more like the perspective of the hunters and of humanity, you know, as they hope to be able to defeat this abomination. But there's something very interesting here, which is a sequence of chord that I talk about a lot in my Hollow Knight videos. It's the almost tense chord going into the tense chord, and it feels hopeful. There's a bit more positivity to it compared to when you just go straight into a tense chord. And it fits like a glove here for the context of the hunters hoping to defeat this monster. So, is Gaismagorm referencing Malzeno or Malzeno referencing Gaismagorm? I don't know, maybe go watch the video I did on the Malzeno theme and maybe you'll figure it out. And over here I have a playlist with all the videos I've done on the Monster Hunter Rise soundtrack. There's stuff from Sunbreak, of course, and stuff from Base Rise as well. And remember, whenever you're ready to spread your wings and go on a music journey again, I'll see you there.